Blessings, 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 and salutations to everyone here in the Coven. It is February. I hope your February is full of fortune. I hope your February is very fruitful. And I hope your February shows that you have always been and always will be divinely favored. If you are watching this, then you are a member of the Mystic Mothership. And I just want to say, first of all, thank you so much for your continued support and for the ongoing abundance exchange. I really appreciate you guys. I know that things are really hard right now. And so for those of you who are still here, who want to maintain community, and support my work, I really appreciate it. So I want to say thank you to everyone for their support. Now, the last time I filmed something, we have been talking about Aquarius season, right? Yes. We are still in Aquarius season, but we are officially in a new month. And so while I want you guys to carry the details I've shared for Aquarius season so far, because I did share, some horoscope details for the signs, this is going to be more a overall kind of coverage type video where I'm going to be talking about February in general for the collective, things that I feel have been picking up and shifting since the last time we've spoken, and just overall things that are going on in the Coven for this month ahead as well. I want you guys to know what I have planned so that you are sticking around, because that's good for me. It's good for us, it's good for the community, and I love you guys so very, very, very much. So first things first, we decided as a Coven that we were interested in having a book club. I did a poll last month, I don't know what time, closer to the full moon in Cancer, I know that for sure. And a lot of you had voted and said that yes, you were interested in a book club. And I was really excited about this because I've always wanted to join a book club personally. I've looked around to different book clubs that were even hosted by other mystics, and the fit was ish, comme ci comme ça, as we say in French, but it wasn't the right fit, So I basically decided, during the full moon in Cancer, the wolf moon, maybe I should just create the space and just see what happens, no expectations, just see what happens. And to my surprise, some of you were very interested, and I selected a book that I had just started returning to because I was just, I just felt called to return to it. Now I understand why, considering the things that have been unfolding ever since, but yeah, it's been interesting. So I said to say, as of February 5th, which is in 2 days time, we are going to be meeting up as a book club, okay? So if you are a member of this Coven, whether it is a free member or you were part of the Blue Lagoon, the book club is open to all, okay? The book club is open to all. There will be certain special conversations I will have with the Coven in regards to the books that we're reading that will have more spiritual depth details, I think. And while I'll explore a little bit of these things in the main book club discussion, I think if I want to go a little bit deeper with the details and kind of go into some more just depth in general, I'll probably put a bit of a barrier there, just to make sure that it's meeting the right audience. I'll see how this first meeting goes. I'm trying not to have all of our Coven meetings all in 1 week. So I figured this is the week of the first quarter moon. So, the energy's kind of low. Well, kind of. And we can hopefully meet as a club and talk about the book so far that we're reading, which is The Women Who Run with the Wolves. I've uploaded a PDF version of the book as well in Patreon, so that if you cannot get access to it, buying it physically, you have access to it through Patreon. I don't know if you can save it on Patreon, download it, I don't know, hopefully. But yeah, so we're meeting up on the 5th of February for that. Now, outside of this, I have decided to open the altar to do a candle service for the coven. This is going to be a candle service that is focusing on sweetening and strengthening the heart center. It's very much focused on the heart space, okay? And it's aligning with the full moon in Leo, because Leo rules, the heart in medical astrology, literally, and also rules the self. And since we are going into this Venus retrograde the following month, I figured this is the last full moon before Venus retrograde. We already have Venus, in her evening star energy. She's now officially in her pre-retrograde shadow period energy. So I know that as a collective, there can be a lot of lingering thoughts and even heavy focuses on our physical appearances, and us being really nitpicky and judging ourselves really hard, maybe feeling like our insecurities have a tighter grip on us than they normally would, and feeling not great about ourselves in general. So, I think that this candle service is a well-aligned thing. I will not be doing any coven stuff during March, because that is going to be equinox time. That is going to be eclipse season time. So while I would love to do something for the equinox, I think because of the fact that we have the eclipses still going in between that time, I think Spirit is going to be calling me, as well as probably many others, to rest and mind your business, basically. So yeah, I really want to offer this because I myself, since the wolf moon, not even since the wolf moon, since the Gemini full moon in December, since that candle work, I have noticed many shifts for myself in regards to shedding and purging. That was the main thing for that full moon, was really about shedding and purging, right? It was the last full moon of the year. And even as we're going into February now, under the last full moon in Cancer, I was really calling down my honorable ancestors, of course, as I'm sure many of you were. And I was also heavily focusing on my maternal ancestors and calling down the ancestors who were mothers in general, and who held certain roles in the household, because that was the way it was. And for many people, for certain cultures, it's still seen that way to this day, women in the kitchen, children, blah, blah, you know what I'm saying? So, I called them down with very specific intentions regarding protection and clearing things that are really not meant for me. And my goodness, I didn't expect this, major thing to evolve and unfold as it has since that full moon, but I am very, 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 very grateful. And I can say that with all of this shedding and loss, because it truly feels like there's a loss happening here, personally I'm speaking, I just want to kind of take an opportunity to pour back into the self. And so I have been doing that work. Lots of journaling, lots of reflecting, not really getting my hands dirty in the roots and all that, but just doing lots of reflecting, fasting, being more quiet, not really posting online as frequently as I was, really just kind of going inwards and honoring this time of loss and mourning, as I'm still shedding these many layers, and this is why I remind mystics that when we are doing full moon work or new moon work or any kind of working, if you're aligning with the new/full moons, there's usually a 6-month cycle that kind of follows along with that work, where you can see, things taking off or things changing rapidly. So I can't say I'm surprised that things are moving this quickly since the full moon in Gemini, because as someone who is a Pisces ascendant, I know that that full moon connected with Jupiter, who's in Gemini. And so Jupiter being one of my rulers of my chart, I'm not surprised now looking at it, how things have shifted since that full moon, just to say personally. So now that I've done a lot of this accepting and, continuing to shed and mourn, I guess, I also want to make space for the joy and continue to pour more into our hearts and into the joy, because right now I think that our cups are being tested of how much we can pour. I think we are all our own water bearers right now in this season of Aquarius, and we are being tested. How much can you truly pour into yourself? Yes, pouring into the community is also very important, but you cannot pour into the community if you don't pour into yourself first. And that's a very, very, very important lesson that the Leo Aquarius axis teaches us. So as we are going into February and we have this full moon in Leo, this is going to continue to be a theme and heighten even more as Venus goes retrograde in Aries, okay? So I just wanted to offer something to the collective where we can pour back into ourselves, and not everyone has, altars or whatever. And some of you do, and maybe you don't want to necessarily do this work on your own, whatever the reason may be. I'm offering this candle service, which is going to include a glass candle that is going to be anointed, okay, with certain herbs that are going to be blessed, okay, yes, blessed on the altar before they are used for this working, as well anointed with special oils, conjure oils of my own that are obviously blessed as well as they were created and as well before this working. And this candle will be blessed in your honor, okay, anointed in your honor. You're going to have your initials on the candle so that when I'm doing the work, you guys can actually see your candle. I want to really up it this time. I already was given the visions basically of what it's going to look like. So that's why I'm saying this. And yeah, we're going to, I'm going to burn the candles. I'm going to write your intentions that you're going to send to me personally through private messages. If you want to be a part of this, it's not, no one's forced to do anything. Obviously, this is totally intentional, totally optional. Setting me your intentions regarding, sweetening as in what are the things in your life you want to have, that maybe have turned sour to return to sweetness. What aspects of yourself do you have to sweeten? Okay. That could be, romance, maybe. It could be romance in your life. It could be the love with yourself, the love with others, right? It could be the love for your passions, which may be part of your prosperity plan, your business, and wanting to sweeten that up, okay? Love is a verb, it's an action. It's not just a person, it's not just a relationship romantically, it's so many things. So whatever you want to sweeten will be something you can write down for this full moon. I recommend focusing mostly on the self-love because that was my intention when I was, receiving this download to perform this. Service is really about pouring into the heart center. It's really much giving Ace of Cups energy, okay? But it's also about strengthening too. And this was because, the divine made it very clear to me that while the collective needs to focus on sweetening, the heart space, so that it doesn't go sour, right? Especially in these times where we're seeing so much catastrophe and things happening all at once, right? It's really important that we allow ourselves to be sweetened, yes, but the divine also made it very clear that there is a necessity for strength as well of our heart centers, putting on the armor of the divine and protecting your heart center with that armor. And that armor can look like, prayers to the goddess, to your ancestors, prayers to your higher self, your Ori, okay, period. Strength can look like a lot of different things depending on who you're asking. And so this blend of herbs that'll be used for this candle service is going to include herbs that are for sweetening, but also herbs for strength and protection as well, okay? I do believe that Leos, the lions, are majestic creatures, gorgeous, obviously the center of the stage. They are the brightest star. However, they are also fierce protectors. And I definitely feel that deeply as a Mars and Leo person. So I think that's the right balance for this full moon. And this is what the Sacred Heart Activation Candle Service is all about. This service is in alignment and working with the Black Madonna, okay? Who is an archetype of the Dark Mother. And her images are very well known. If you Google her, you'll be like, oh, okay, I know who this I know who this is. If you're part of the mothership, then you see her every single time you log into the mothership, because the banner or profile picture for us is the Black Madonna. Okay, so that is who I'll be connecting with, in order to do this work. So if you are interested, that feels aligned in terms of heart center kind of focused work, and you are part of the Blue Lagoon tier, this offer is available to you as part of your membership. So if you're interested, you can message me personally through Patreon. Okay, and yeah, I'm going to be starting this ritual on the evening of the 11th of February and continuing it on the 12th, which is the actual day of the full moon. And I don't know how long it's going to be, but I feel like it'll be done by the 13th or by Valentine's Day, whatever, I don't know, we'll see. But my intention is to start on the evening of the 11th and then go into the 12th and maybe the 13th if necessary. We'll see how long it takes the candles to burn. So yeah, that's what I have in mind for us. So the first week of February, we have our book club meeting. The second week of February, we're going to have a candle service. I might do a Zoom live on the 12th of February in the evening. I'm not too sure yet. Just because I think it'd be fun to just have you guys kind of peek in and see how the candles are doing, at the time. So that's a big maybe. I'm not sure yet. And then the following week, we're probably going to have another book club meeting, depending on everyone's schedule. We'll see how that goes. And then the last week of February, we are going to have the new moon in Pisces. So we are likely going to have a coven meeting at that time too, because that's going to be the last lunation before eclipse season starts, honey. Yes, guys, eclipse season starts literally next month, okay? So I feel like that's also another reason why I had to come here and film this, outside of the Aquarius season video, because eclipse season literally starts next month, okay? So what do we have for February in general? The first thing we have going on in February is Venus entering Aries, okay? This is happening tomorrow on the 4th of February, and Venus entering Aries is where Venus's retrograde is going to start as of March 1st. Now, Venus in Aries is very bold and isn't afraid to go after what they want, very much does not care about, I don't chase, I attract. They will chase. Venus and Aries will chase. Venus and Aries is, makeup sex, after ridiculous arguments. Venus and Aries is, I'm going to write my phone number on the receipt of the restaurant bill and leave it for the waiter because I'm bold like that. That's Venus and Aries kind of energy, very much going after what they want. Yes, is able to rest and allow things to just come to them naturally, but it's more in their nature to want to respond and go after the thing before the thing comes after them. A famous person who has their Venus in Aries is Rihanna. She's a Pisces, but she has her Venus in Aries, and I think that her kind of boldness, even with how she shows up for her business of Savage Fenty, her lingerie line, she really shows her Venus in Aries, so yes, Venus in Aries is Martian, just as Venus in Scorpio is Martian. So there's a lot more S&M shit going on when Venus is in Aries, okay? So we have that happening as of February 4th. Again, this is where Venus is going to be stationing retrograde as of March 1st, okay? And Venus retrograde will continue until April 12th. Okay, that's when Venus will go direct. And when that happens, Venus will be in Pisces at the time. Now, when Venus re-enters Aries again, it'll be April 30th, okay? So remember, today it's February 3rd. Venus is going to Aries tomorrow, and then we'll come out of it for a little bit and then go back again. And then come back into it on the 30th once Venus goes direct on the 12th of April. Now, when Venus finally comes out of Aries and finally into Taurus, it's going to be June 6th. And this is just a few days before Jupiter goes into Cancer. So a lot of this work that we're doing, a lot of this inner work we are doing right now for the remainder of winter and going into spring even as well, it's all for the beautiful harvest that we're going to be collecting in the summer, you know, and the summer harvest is going to be so much that it's going to like explode and plant more seeds in that same moment. And I feel like that's one of the benefits of Jupiter in Cancer. But we'll talk about Jupiter in Cancer another time. Okay, so Venus has a very long way to go. You know, that's a pretty long, that's a long time, you guys. Like, that's a very long time for us to deal with Venus and Aries energy, literally until June 6th. Like, that's crazy. So, you know, get used to this energy. Look to see where Venus is in your birth chart, okay? Mystics under the Blue Lagoon tier, if you are watching this, you can go back and review your Aquarius season Astro Tea, where I gave more details regarding your horoscopes, okay? Because I know for a fact that I highlighted, you know, where in your birth chart this is happening. Okay, so yeah, everyone should get to know their Aries house to understand in what way these themes of Venus's retrograde will show up. Okay, Venus is all about relationships, abundance, self-worth, okay, our values, and our values that are tied to abundance, including how we see ourselves being abundant, okay? And what we are attracted to, what's attracted to us, okay? This is all very Venusian, okay? Some of us might be looking to do some home decor, some might be doing some major makeovers, you know, with our physical selves, our aesthetics, you know, our wardrobe, going from minimalism to maximism to to minimalism, you know? So there's just a whole lot of flip-flopping going on at that time. So yeah, that'll be very interesting. Aries placements, you're going to be feeling this transit, of course, the most. Taurus and Libra placements as well, of course, because you are the Venusians of the zodiac, but also Pisces, because Pisces, Venus is kind of dipping in and out of your sign as well during this retrograde. But for the overall collective, just kind of pay attention to the things that are coming up in regards to what you're attracted to. Be very mindful that what you focus on is what grows, okay? As Venus moves into Aries on this 4th of February, literally a couple hours after Venus went into Aries or goes into Aries, Jupiter is stationing direct as well, okay, in the sign of Gemini. So Jupiter is all about expansion, discovery, experiences, global affairs, you know, and culture, religion and spirituality, okay, traveling, of course, too. Jupiter is stationing direct in Gemini, and this is really great for the first week of February because we have this really nice trine going on with Jupiter to Mercury. So that's really nice for all the air signs. But with Jupiter moving direct, you guys, overall for the mystics, this means that that square that we have right now that's been ongoing literally since like Christmas, if not before the winter solstice even, maybe even before December. I don't even know how long it's been now. It feels like it's been forever. My God. Jupiter and Saturn have been squaring off, okay? They've been popping off, okay? Saturn's in Pisces and Jupiter's in Gemini, and they are not happy. They are throwing hands, okay? And then we have Mars doing the most as well, so that's not really helping. But now that Jupiter is finally stationing direct as of tomorrow, this means that this square is finally going to go away, okay? Thank the goddess for that, because I am so over it. I'm so over it. I know you guys are probably over it too. If you feel like things have been really delayed or things have not been moving at all in general, it's likely because of the fact that this Jupiter-Saturn square is ongoing. Saturn is the planet of time. However, Saturn is the father of Jupiter in mythology, which makes Jupiter the son of time. And so the future timeline and the past timeline are neck and neck, you know, going aura for aura. And as that's happening, we in the present are like, WTF, like what is going on? So nothing's really been moving. A lot of things have been stagnant. You know, we expect this in the winter in general with things in nature naturally, of course. Nothing blooms all year, we know this. But at the same time, it's really frustrating because we got shit to do and we don't have time to waste. You guys see what's going on. We don't have time to waste. So shout out to all the Capricorns and Aquariuses, okay, and the Pisces and the Sagittariuses and the Geminis, the Virgos, okay, who have been dealing with this nonsense the most. Our time of freedom is finally coming, guys, okay, I promise. Now, also in February, for this first week of February, we have Venus, we have Neptune, we have the North Node, all in Pisces, all in an exact conjunction, okay? And so this is going to feel super romantic. It's happening right now, and it's making the earth covered in white. Well, at least where I am. Like, it's just so snowy right now, you guys. Like, every time I wake up, there's just more snow on the ground. It's actually ridiculous. I would show you, but I don't want to, like, get up and do all that. But yes, this conjunction in Pisces is brewing a lot of, you know, Delulu. It's, you know, reality and fantasy are, you know, all in one, essentially. Okay, I believe that there are portals open at this time. I believe that we could maybe even feel heightened spirit activity at this time. I do believe that. I know I have personally, but everyone's experience obviously is different. But, you know, this is a time where there's a lot of flow, you know, there's a lot of energy moving. Energy doesn't die, it just moves, right? So there's a lot of flow, I feel, and an opportunity for us to kind of shake up the stagnancy we've been feeling and feel re-inspired, you know, allow yourself to kind of get a little lost in the fantasy, you know, because you have to have something to look forward to, you guys. This world is so mundane, and if you allow it to, it will break you down. Okay, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be tapped into very real things. Yes, you obviously should, but at the same time, you also have to let yourself live. Don't be spending your whole life trying to get your life together. You forget to live your life. Okay, yes, be present, be romantic, romanticize the F out of your routines right now, and allow yourself to be pampered. Allow yourself to treat yourself, like really treat yourself, okay? If you are someone who is single and you're looking to attract a mate, you know, what does that person look like? What qualities do they have? What qualities do they not have? How do they treat you? How do they talk to you? You know, like all these different things. How do they nurture your inner child? Do they even know what inner child is? How do they nurture their own inner child? You know, like these are all things we should be thinking about. And if that is, you know, relevant for you, then you can kind of reflect on these things and note down the desires and characteristics and qualities you were looking to attract in said partner, or having a partner. And then also, of course, reflect on, do I have these qualities myself? You know, am I attractive to what I want to attract? Okay, that's a very real thing to get very serious about too with this conjunction. But for the artists, for the creatives, this is a great time to launch new projects, share new things, you know. I wouldn't sign contracts right now. I wouldn't do that. I would actually probably wait until the conjunction is kind of clear, to be honest. And also still do it before March 1st when Venus goes retrograde, you know? So work with that as thou wilt. And the reason why I'm saying I wouldn't sign contracts with this conjunction, despite it being really great for creators and stuff and art, is because of the fact that Neptune is here, right? So Neptune, while Neptune is great for glamour and dreams and fantasy, Neptune is also illusions, okay? And so Neptune sometimes makes things that look like gold seem and look like gold, but it's really just glitter, you know? It's really just pyrite, I don't know. So it's great to be open to things coming to you, but if there's anything that's coming to you that is in the form of contracts, just make sure you are crossing all your T's, dotting all your I's, and combing through every single piece, okay? Because while it is probably a really great thing, Neptune is still here, okay? And Neptune Neptune can do the most at times, okay? So we want to make sure that we are not playing around with that. On February 12th, as I mentioned, we have the full moon in Leo. And on February 14th, we actually have Mercury entering Pisces. Now, this is really funny to me because that is also Valentine's Day. And I feel like Mercury in Pisces is where all the romantics, you know, write their best stuff. But also all the like F-boys and F-girls and, you know, F-non-binaries will also write their best BS lines. And, you know... tell people what they want to hear, if you get what I'm saying, you know? So I think that with Mercury in Pisces, we should focus on getting really good at our meditation practice and spicing it up. You know, meditation doesn't necessarily mean you're sitting still and, you know, not thinking about anything else and you're trying to shut out all these other thoughts in your head. That's not meditation, okay? That's just insane. So really getting focused on that and maybe spending more time talking to the divine, praying, upping our routines in our spiritual devotion, you know, or just shaking things up, whatever that might look like for you. Okay, I think that's the major thing. Another really big thing actually with Mercury in Pisces for this month is us actually working on our divination skills, okay? So if you are someone who's been working with cards or astrology, or whatever it may be for divination, bones, you know, water, fire, cowrie shells, whatever it may be that you're using to divine with, this would be a really great transit to work that magic and practice that magic, I should say. Now, Mercury will only be in Pisces again from the 14th of February until the 3rd of March. So Mercury is literally flying through Pisces. Now, Mercury is going to go retrograde next month as of March 15th, which is the day after the lunar eclipse. Okay, so as a reminder as well, Mercury is going to enter its pre-retrograde shadow period as of March 1st. So not this month just yet, okay, not yet, but it's coming up, okay? And when Mercury enters its pre-retrograde shadow period on March 1st, that's happening while Mercury is in Pisces, okay? So Mercury entering Pisces this month means that we are also going to be highlighting and seeing a lot of focuses in regards to spiritual contracts and karmic endings, I believe. And these things coming to an end because they need to just clear out before the eclipse, like honestly and truly. Okay, so don't take everything personally and be very mindful that people can project and be very mindful that people can use these transits for glamour, okay? Just as we do. We might use our glamour to attract abundance. Other people use their glamour to attract victims. Okay, and that's big on Neptune actually. Let's talk about that. Okay, that's very big Neptune energy, because if you know a story about Neptune, you know that Neptune is low-key a villain. But anyway, you know what? We'll talk about that another time. Maybe during Pisces season, we'll talk about Neptune's villain story. But yeah, just protect your crown. Again, be mindful that we are slowly entering eclipse season. And I feel like when we have the new moon in Pisces this month, that is when we're probably gonna feel that energy more. But yes, okay. What else is going on for February? So as of the 18th of February, we officially have Pisces season start, right? And that is when eclipse season starts in Pisces season. Yes, it's towards the end of Pisces season, but it's still at that time, okay? The first eclipse we're gonna have this year is the lunar eclipse in Virgo. So in February, when we have the moon moving into Virgo, that is going to be the last time before we have the eclipse. So I wouldn't be surprised if at that time we are going to receive the themes of the eclipse really coming up a lot for us, okay? Now, again, February 18th is when the sun enters Pisces. And Mars will finally, oh my God, Mars will finally go direct in Cancer as of February 23rd. You guys, that's 20 days away, okay? The day that I'm filming this, that's 20 days away. Thank the goddess. I am so tired of Mars's retrograde. Like, honestly and truly, as a Libra sun, I can't. I literally want to stab everything. And that's really not okay to say. I know. I don't mean people. I don't mean animals. I don't mean anything living. Like, you know, but I just definitely being tested a lot. Definitely being tested a lot. So I cannot wait for Mars to go direct in Cancer. I am sick of this. I am so done with it. I am so done with this. So yes, you guys, Mars goes direct on February 23rd. Maybe I'll like have like a live that day and just pull cards for people, you know, like for everyone, and just like take in some questions, you know, on Zoom or something, because I feel like we need to celebrate when that happens. Now, the last major thing happening for this month of February is the new moon in Pisces. That happens on February 27th, okay, at the 9th degree of Pisces at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, this new moon is the moon that's going to begin the cycle where we have that full moon in Virgo 2 weeks later. Okay, so that new moon is very, very, very important. I do not recommend manifesting under the new moon in Pisces. If you want to, like, do what thou wilt. But just remember that we are officially in the portal of the eclipses, and eclipses do what the F they want, respectfully. And this eclipse is going to sit opposite of Saturn. So I think we should just let the good times roll and not touch anything too much if we don't have to, okay? Wow, here comes a download from Spirit. Part of softening and being sweeter is learning to remain still. Okay, so I don't know who that's for, but that is what the divine just poured into me just now. So there you have it, my loves. That's what we have happening for February. Major thing this month is Venus moving into the sign of retrograde, Jupiter going direct, Pisces season at some point, Mars going direct, and the new moon in Pisces, okay? Mercury going to Pisces is also important because that's the sign Mercury will go, not retrograde in, but will enter its pre-retrograde shadow period in. So those themes will be coming up a lot too. As you can see, for this month ahead, there is a lot of focus on the mutable signs and a little bit on the cardinal signs too, because of the transits of Venus and Mars. So these groups of beings are really gonna see a lot of things kind of pick up very quickly and shift maybe even before we get into eclipse season for March, okay? So that's that. Now, I was gonna pull some cards for you guys, I feel, is what Spirit wanted me to do. Yes, my loves. There's so much stuff going on, you guys. I honestly, it's so hard to keep up sometimes, you know, like it's kind of crazy. Okay, for the Aries, this is so on point for you guys, honestly, just based off of Venus alone. Aries placements, we have for you the Mother of Baskets coming up. The Mother of Baskets is the element of water, okay? And she is coming up here for you for the month ahead with the Four of Baskets. So Aries placements, this season for you, this month ahead for February of 2025 is one about you focusing on your intuition, learning to trust yourself, learning to trust your instincts, learning to trust your intuition, and understand, Aries, that the more that you ignore yourself, the more you are doubting yourself, the more you are harming your inner child. Okay, so instead of acting like, oh my God, why is this trying to teach me? Oh my God, why is everything not going my way? Oh my God, comparison mode, comparison mode, comparison mode. Look at what they've got going on. How come they're farther than me? I've been doing this longer than they have. Da 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 da. Comparison mode, comparison mode, comparison mode. Aries, you must pour into your own grass, and then you will see that it is green. Aries, pay attention to your intuition, okay? Your gut instincts are really heightened right now. Mars is going direct, okay, this month, which means that your intuition is like gonna be up, okay? Up and it's stuck. So Aries placements, just make sure that you are allowing yourself to, you know, be nurtured and nurture yourself. But again, stop doubting yourself, stop questioning yourself, stop questioning your intuition, okay? And understand that you were built for this stuff, okay? You know what you're seeing and you don't need closure. You don't need closure. You don't need to hear anyone have the last word. Like, drop that, okay, Aries? Drop that completely. For the Tauruses, we have for you the Son of Baskets and the Judgment card showing up as dem bones. So Taurus, honey, Son of Baskets and Judgment. Child, Taurus. I don't know who you're asking questions about, but whoever you're asking questions about, whoever you've been reflecting on, whoever you've been praying to the divine about and asking for confirmations, you are going to get your confirmation, okay? Taurus, you are going to get your confirmation. You are going to receive whatever hard evidence you've been looking for. You know, you've been given these confirmations and then you kind of ignore it like you didn't see it, but now it's becoming so strong in your aura. It's really hard to ignore at this point. So Taurus, this is going to be a very interesting month for you. Your dreams, Taurus, are going to be very active. So that's probably where this information is going to be coming in. Yeah, that's where this information is going to be coming in and is likely going to maybe blow up even. Taurus, we do have the full moon in Leo this month, February 12th. So potentially that's where the climax happens. Or could happen even the week after. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. But whatever it is, Taurus, understand that it is a confirmation of what you already knew, okay? I don't think I can say that more obvious than I have. All right. Okay, Geminis. Geminis, you are pulling the Lovers card. So Geminis, your card for this month ahead is the Lovers card, showing as courting. So Gemini, you are going to come across a lot of different opportunities. It feels like things are really opening up for you right now, Gemini, and that's likely due to Jupiter, who's in your sign, moving direct, you know? So roadblocks are opening up, things are clearing accordingly. And with that is a lot of opportunities, and this can be really overwhelming. Gemini, just remember that you don't have to make a decision right now. Okay, allow yourself to digest and see what's really being fully offered to you before you make a decision. Okay, allow yourself to fully enjoy the offering, you know, that wants to court you, okay, before saying yes. Weigh out your options. Don't just go to the first person who's giving you something, okay? Gemini, the other card that's come out for you now is the the Father of Baskets. Lots of water element in our cards today, you guys. So with the Father of Baskets, Gemini, this is a card that shows up when our emotional intellect is being called upon. So Geminis, you want to make sure that you are not allowing people to take your energy and manipulate you and have you react a certain way and this and that and have you all distracted and looking all crazy, okay? You're not here for that. So Geminis, focus your energy on whatever this thing is, okay? And weigh out your options. Know that whatever it is that you choose, you're going to get what you want. Okay? Gemini, the other card that's come out for you now is the Father of Baskets. Lots of water element in our cards today, you guys. So with the Father of Baskets, Gemini, this is a card that shows up when our emotional intellect is being called upon. So Geminis, you want to make sure that you are not allowing people to take your energy and manipulate you and have you react a certain way and this and that and have you all distracted and looking all crazy, okay? You're not here for that. So Geminis, focus your energy on whatever this thing is, okay? And weigh out your options. Know that whatever it is that you choose, destiny will follow. Okay, what's for you cannot never leave you. Okay, that's the first thing at hand here. Again, with the Father of Baskets, there is this intuitiveness that grounds you, and there's this understanding that I am so divinely blessed and anointed and favored that it doesn't matter if I go left, right, or backwards, the divine God has me. And I know that regardless of how things unfold, which may even be completely unpredictable, especially in this month ahead and the month afterwards, right? We talked about eclipse season. No matter what unfolds, I know that divine has my back, and I am anchored in that truth. And that is why I am so calm despite the storm. Okay, Gemini? So keep your head held high and keep your options open, baby. Be picky, Gemini. That's what I'm hearing. Be picky. Okay? Okay, Cancers. For you, my loves, we have the 9 of Baskets. I love this energy for everyone. So much water in the cards today. The 9 of Baskets, Cancer. The 9 of Baskets is all about someone who is pouring into themselves, and they feel this wave of ecstasy that's finally happening. Cancers, I really hope this happens for you. I really hope you guys feel that, because I know that Mars has been tearing that ass up. Okay, yes. So Cancers, I really, really, really hope you feel that. And I really, really hope, you know, the divine allows you to have a big moment to exhale and give thanks. Cancer, based off of this card, which is so beautiful. I love this card so much. There is so much ancestral juju in this card. Like, wow, from the gator head, the basket of money, like the sunflowers, the basket of what looks like seashells. Like, there's just so much abundance here. So Cancers, this is a card that's reminding you to pour back into yourself, but also remember that this journey you've been on, which has probably happened before even Mars's retrograde, which started last year, a lot of emotional turmoil, a lot of things were coming at you a lot, where you had to kind of think on your feet and move quickly, you know, not really getting a chance to actually digest what's going on, but just kind of move through it because you have to. And now with February, now that Mars is finally going direct in your sign, you're kind of getting an opportunity now to address those things, and really start to pour back into yourself after so much depleting and feeling like you're running on E so much. Now, Cancers, the other card we have for you is the 2 of Knives, okay? So with the 2 of Knives, Cancer, this is about being at the crossroads. Now, I feel like there's been this ongoing story unfolding for you, Cancer, since Mars went retrograde, okay? And so with that being said, Cancers, I feel like for you, there is something that maybe you have been trying to ignore and delay, maybe a decision you've been ignoring and trying to delay, but now you're realizing, oh wait, by delaying my decision, I'm delaying destiny. Oh, so now it's time to react and make a decision. If you don't know what that is, Cancer, yet, that's okay. You don't have to make a decision right now. Lean on the divine, lean on your honorable ancestors, okay? Lean on your divine court. They will help guide you, okay, for this month ahead, and you will feel way more confident and light as a feather too, and allow yourself to really enjoy the ecstasy that you have been feeling or will be feeling this month ahead. Okay, now Leos, no surprise here. Leos, you have the 7 of Sticks coming up. So Leos, there is this huge amount of passion and energy, fever, hot fever, you know, that's coming from you, Leos. Leos, this is an element of fire. The 7 of Sticks is about protection and force. Defense even. As you can see, we have this gator head person, you know, pushing something into the ground, which looks like almost like an ancestor stick actually. So there is definitely this divine courage and conjuring that is happening for you this month ahead. Leos, I'm not surprised that this is coming up because we do have your full moon coming up. So maybe there is something that's intuitively waking you up and saying like, listen, these next level blessings coming in require a new level of divine protection, and you have to get your head in the game. Leos, the card we have for you also for this month ahead is the Strength card, which is so perfect for Leos, as we know. And so Leos, as a reminder from Spirit, as much as you probably want to do this, and you probably imagine divine protection and defense as this very forceful, aggressive, reactionary thing, also understand, Leos, that you resting in your joy and allowing your ancestors to handle it is also a beautiful form of divine protection, baby, okay? And so you don't have to lift a finger, okay? The divine wants you to remember, honey, that you can relax, okay? You don't have to handle this thing as this beastie that's coming for you in your lane. It's not, okay? So flow, don't force, okay? You probably really want to do this and will probably get triggered and ra-ta-ta-ta-ta, but really flow, don't force, okay, Leos? Flow, do not force. This full moon is going to bring in a lot of clarity, and I think, I feel like, Leos, there are some things maybe from your childhood that you're holding on to, people that you're waiting to receive apologies from. And I think now you're coming to a point where you're starting to accept that you're probably not going to receive those apologies. And you're kind of accepting that. And you're also having to accept that if you want to truly move forward, that might also include you not having these beings in your life anymore. And that can be really, really hard, Leos, I know. So allow yourself to mourn whoever these beings are, including the version of yourself who was deeply tethered, who was deeply tethered to said beings, you know? That's another really important thing. Okay, Virgos. Virgos, we have for you the Magician card showing up as Black Herman, and we also have Railroad Bill showing up as the Chariot. So, my beautiful Virgos, this is going to be a pretty big month for you. This is the month before the full moon eclipse that happens in your sign. Now, with the Black Herman card showing up, the Magician card showing up, Virgo, this is a month where you're going to be reminded who the F you are. This is a month where you're going to be reminded how quickly you can manifest things and change things once you've decided that you are ready to step into them, okay? You create your reality, Virgo. Your thoughts are who you become, okay? What you see, you can create, okay? What you feel, you can attract, okay? So Virgo, I actually sometimes align this card actually with your archetype, funny enough. So Virgo, just as a reminder, like, you have all the keys, baby. You don't need to look at anything outside of yourself. You have all the answers. And so maybe you just need to take a moment to stay still and dig a little deeper and return to your sacred space to remember the wisdom that you carry already. The Railroad Bill card, the Chariot card, is about divine intervention. So, Virgos, I feel like with Jupiter stationing direct, there is this kind of abruptness that's coming through and this revelation that's coming through, which can lead to you maybe even returning to your own craft, you know, returning back to your creativity, returning back to the space of, oh, I'm inspired again, and wanting to create new realities, new realms, you know, for yourself. Now, whatever these creative things are, a huge part of them includes, you know, your divine court and allowing them to kind of take over and guide you, you know, not having such a tight grip. Okay, Virgos, which means you might not necessarily have a full-on schedule that goes exactly as planned, Virgo. Sometimes that just doesn't happen. Sometimes you have this really great plan, everything's scheduled, everything aligned, blah, blah, fucking blah, and it still ain't enough. Okay, sometimes things just happen. So Virgos, you might be tested this month to see how willing you are to surrender to the divine intervention that is happening in your life, okay? Okay, Libras. Libras, we have for you the Hanged Man card, okay, as Gila Jack, and we have the Three of Sticks card. So Libras, this month ahead for you is talking about rest. divine rest. Resting, okay, Libras, y'all need to rest. I feel like this really aligns with what I was saying, I think either last week or before, I don't know, about Venus's retrograde, and for the Venetians to kind of take this month to just kind of slow down and get caught up on all of their appointments and etc. because of this retrograde coming in. It's not to scare you guys, it's more so about being prepared. You know, prepare yourself for luxury, prepare yourself for divine rest, like I said. Okay, Libras, there's a lot of things that maybe want you to react and that you want to react to, but the best thing for you to do is honestly allow the divine to handle it. Okay, it's above me now. Let go, let God. Okay, and trust that the stillness will serve you. Okay, there is a reason why you're being put in this isolation. Okay, it's probably for elevation. It's probably because you need to be buffered out before you can head to your next destination. Speaking of destinations, Libra, we have the 3 of Sticks for you. Okay, so there is this passion, there is this brewing of this new path that's slowly forming for you, Libra, and it's up to you to tap into it, but you don't have to it's not time to go just yet. Okay, Libras, it's not time to go just yet. You need to just rest and keep allowing this path to unfold, okay? Yes, that's what you need to do, Libras. The 3 of Sticks is also about travel. So Libras, you might be also traveling somewhere new or somewhere you haven't returned to in a really long time. I know there's a lot of worries about travel right now, especially by air if you're having to go somewhere pretty far. So Libras, just follow your intuition. If you feel like you shouldn't be going anywhere, then don't. But I feel like you guys are gonna be okay. It feels like the divine wants you to go travel to meet new people for a reason, okay? Scorpios, we have for you the Hierophant card showing up as Bishop Mason, okay? And we also have for you, Scorpios, the Father of Coins. So Scorpios, this month ahead is giving divine collaborations, okay? And major blessings. Father of Coins is pretty well self-explanatory, okay? Obviously, this is a time where you're going to receive a lot of abundance, and not necessarily quick things where you're just gonna have a downpour of money per se, but opportunities that allow you to water certain seeds that are going to have a really big payout when the time is right, okay? When the time is ripe even, okay? Now, with the Bishop Mason card, the Hierophant card, Scorpios, I feel like you need to let yourself just follow your calling. I feel like the divine is calling you forward into new paying opportunities, abundant opportunities for a reason, to show you and to affirm for yourself, like, listen, you always had it. You were already chosen, okay? It was just a matter of believing into yourself and stepping into your role and not running away from it, okay, Scorpios? The more you accept and step into your role or roles, the more abundance you're going to receive, okay? Sagittariuses, we have for you for this month ahead the 4 of Coins, and we also have the Father of Baskets, the Daughter of Baskets. So Sagittariuses, this month for you is going to be one where we're kind of reflecting on our abundance, obviously. One where we're also maybe feeling more exclusive and maybe wanting to kind of go into a little bit of a hibernation mode until winter is over even, and just kind of recharge your energy until the spring equinox. Now, the 4 of Coins is someone who is abundant and has a decent routine going on, but is kind of hesitant to try something new, Now, with the Daughter of Baskets here, this is someone who is, very intuitive, okay, and has really great instincts, and really carries a lot of knowledge and abundance of wisdom from the divine, and has to carry that knowledge very carefully. So I feel like for Sagittariuses, you might be in a space of actually studying. I feel like you're working alchemy, you're making new oils, you're trying new herbal blends, you know, you're doing all that kind of stuff like that to get closer to your higher self. Sagittarius says, obviously this month is really huge for you because your ruling planet Jupiter is going direct. So maybe the things that have brewed since the retrograde has you having a lot of revelations where you're wanting to be more protective of your energy overall, and that's why these cards are showing up. But yeah, Sagittarius, honestly, there's a lot of crazy mutable energy going on, so I don't blame you. I personally would do the same thing. Okay? I would do the same thing. Capricorns. My beautiful Capricorns, I hope you guys are having an okay time so far for 2025. I know everybody was hating because January's been so freaking long, but I don't know why the girlies were rushing, honestly and truly. Capricorn, your first card we have for you is Miss Robinson. And this is the card that actually shows up as the devil, which is literally your card. So Capricorn, this month ahead for you is actually about purging and detoxing, okay? Detoxing the things that are ick, detoxing the things that are pulling from you, okay? Energy leaks, energy leaks, energy leaks, energy leaks. This has been a theme for a few signs actually this month ahead I've been picking up on is energy leaks. So Capricorns, be very mindful of that and be mindful where you are the bad energy in the room. Okay, Capricorn, you could be the reason why this thing is still around, okay? You're not what you attract, but you are what you maintain. So Capricorns, what are you holding on to? What are you trying to maintain that you really shouldn't be anymore? Okay, that's what you need to be asking yourself. Now, Capricorns, the next card we have for you is the 10 of Coins, which means that this month is one where you have a lot of abundance coming in, as the 10 of Coins suggests, but you might not really be able to focus on it so much because you have these energy leaks around you. Now, Capricorn, this also can be a message as well about you overworking and needing to slow down. I know you love your money, honey. I get it. But baby, you were not just here to just work. You were also here to enjoy the fruits of your labor and be mindful of yourself being, you know, greedy and hoarding almost. You know, energy, abundance is energy, you know, and it has to flow. It really has to flow. So I feel like there's some shadow work to be done here about lack energy. There's some shadow work to be done here about hoarding things. There's some shadow work to be done here about energy vampires and leaks as well. Okay, Capricorns. Aquariuses, the first card we have for you, my loves, is the 7 of Knives. Okay, and the second card we have for you is just like your sister sign, the Strength card. So Aquariuses, this full moon is happening this month in your season, okay? The season of you. And it is a full moon in Leo. So whatever things you're looking for in regards to clarity of certain situations and not really understanding how this has come along and how it's kind of blown up in your face maybe, this is going to be brought to you very soon through the full moon, I do believe. Now, Aquariuses, you also have the 7 of Knives showing up as well. So Aquariuses, this can be a month where there's a lot of trickery. You know, there's a lot of trickery in the air. And so, you know, just be very mindful of that and allow yourself to be protected. Obviously, we are always talking about spiritual hygiene and making sure that we are, you know, protecting our necks per se. But in general, Aquarius, there is some trickery at bay and you've been picking up on that in general. And just know that you don't have to do more than light a return to sender and let your ancestors, call down your ancestors to protect you, baby, okay? That's all you really have to do. Slow down, Aquarius. Don't try to push back on this stuff. I know you really want to because Pluto is really putting pressure, but don't do it, okay? Just let your return to sender, okay? And ask the clarity to continue to be shown to you, and it will, okay? Last but not least, Pisces. Pisces, the cards that we have for you are the Ace of Coins, okay? And we have for you the Mother of Knives. So Pisces, you are in a month where you are really focusing on your abundance, okay? It's Pisces, your season starts this month, so of course, you are focusing on abundance. There is a really major goal, Pisces, that you want to hit. Whatever that may be, I would say write it down in the first week of February, because we have this beautiful stellium happening in your sign, okay? With Neptune and Venus in the North Node, and Saturn's also there too, okay? So Pisces, focus on that one big goal, okay? One big goal, and then break it down to the little ones so that it's more tangible for you. It is so sweet. It is so delicious. Like, look at that, you know? And really just focus on that, Pisces. The other card we have is the Mother of Knives, and this card I absolutely love because this is like the prayer warrior of this deck. And the Mother of Knives, she don't play, okay? She don't play about herself. She don't play about her time. She don't play about her ancestors. She don't play about her Ori, okay? You see how she covered in white, head covered, everything like that? Like, she's not playing, okay? She's not playing about anything. So Pisces, show the divine how badly you want this by how deeply you love yourself, by how deeply you devote your time to yourself, by how deeply you devote your time to this project, to this goal, okay? Whatever it may be. It might not even be something for people to consume. It might just be something for you to have and to know for yourself, a personal goal just for you. Whatever it is, Pisces, you can do it, baby. I believe in you, but you really have to lock in and focus. I feel like y'all had this card for Aquarius season 2. I don't know if I'm just tripping, but Pisces, lock in. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Pisces, don't even play. Boundaries, 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 okay? There could be a lot of communication, a lot of distractions, Pisces. Distraction galore, cut it off, okay? The vampires can only stay fed if you feed them, okay? Focus on that big goal, baby, and the rest will follow suit, okay? My loves, thank you so much for tuning into this video for the month ahead. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you will join me this month as well for all of our amazing moments to connect, including our Band Brujas book club, including the candle service for the Blue Lagoon tier members, and, you know, comment and let me know what you guys think of these videos, if they resonate, and just message me whenever you want. You know, I'm here for you guys. I love you guys so very much, and I'll talk to you soon. Mwah.